Well, all right. Good day, good day, good day. Hope everyone's doing well. Welcome back to the channel, The Painting Piper. I'm Kalan, the piper that paints, the painter that pipes. Well, I've got the hair out today, and I'm going over to the Arts Council this morning. They're having a meeting and try to maybe squeeze in a lunch if we can, since they're going to have me out there. There's a lot going on in the art scene here locally. Some awesome events coming up. I like to try to go out and support and be there and things of that nature. So I'm a little more formally dressed. I may switch out my beanie, put on the all black one. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so I've got this pipe today. And I wanted to talk about, again, from the realm of interconnectedness. I can't get enough of it. So I'm taking the Muxiang rosewood pipe with me. I really, really like this pipe. I purchased it last year. It's nothing, super fancy or anything like that. So I changed out the original stem with this yellow swirly acrylic stem. And I really like this. So one of the reasons I'm taking this one today is the last time I went out with this pipe, I had an I had a nice conversation with a gentleman who just saw me with this, and it kicked up memories for him. And I want to share a little bit about that. So when we talk about interconnectedness, as I said in my other video on it, it's everywhere. Like we're all just connected beings with experiences that are almost dead on, very much similar, or somewhere in between, regardless of where we come from, regardless of how we look, our status, and yada, yada, yada. It's really interesting. There's nothing new under the sun, and everything just comes back full circle. So the last time I had this pipe out in public, I was running errands, and then I had to make a stop at the post office. So the post office here, there's like a long sally port that you go under and can walk through to get to the post office, and down further is a supermarket. So I'm walking in, and there's an older gentleman walking out. And I just had the pipe, in my mouth. I was clenching it. I had tobacco in it, but it was not lit. And as soon as he saw me, he just immediately locked eyes with the pipe. And as he got closer, he said, "Hey, how you doing?" We greeted each other. And he stopped. He said, "Hey, man, that's a nice pipe." Got him. That's what it was all about. One of the reasons why I choose a pipe when I go out in public is not just to have something that's convenient that I can just throw something in and smoke and enjoy, but I also take into consideration the artistic and the aesthetic that comes with it. Because I don't mind having conversations with people about pipes and pipe tobacco. I actually like it, even though I'm not much of a people person per se. But being able to go out and have a pipe that catches people's eye and either, again, brings up all these nostalgic memories, or just have them come up to you, want to ask questions. And many times it's the same old cliches, it's the same old drawn out kind of, man, like, you don't know this by now type of questions, type of things. But however, there are just so many people that are still in the dark about the truth, the reality of pipe tobacco, and the whole culture and tradition in and of itself. And, it just takes getting used to, and it takes just being able to present yourself in a way that really makes people appreciate and not be deterred or off put. Again, it's not for everybody, because we all don't have dispositions that just allow for people to just naturally maybe come up to us and ask us questions, or, even if they come off with a little harshness, whether it's intentional or unintentional, having a disposition to be able to still handle it, and handle it as a pipe smoker should, with refinement and sophistication. So as he saw this pipe, and he stopped me, he said, "That's a really nice pipe." And I, thanked him for it and things of that nature. And he said, "My father used to smoke a pipe." How many times have you heard that? How many times have you heard something similar? My father, my uncle, my aunt, my grandfather, and so forth and so on. And I said, "Oh, really? Nice, nice." And I asked him, "Do you smoke?" And he was like, "No, I don't smoke. I don't smoke a pipe." He said that he still has his father's pipes, but he just hasn't picked them up. And he said, he just might. He had recently given up smoking cigarettes. He had been smoking cigarettes for a very long time. And he told me that his father was a heavy pipe smoker who did not smoke cigarettes, but he had on occasion, whatever that means. Like, I guess every now and again, he may have seen his dad with a cigarette or whatever, but he predominantly saw his father smoking a pipe. And he said that he could remember the smell was always like going in a hay barn. So, and it was something that was very pleasant, and he enjoyed it and he liked it. So of course, his father used to smoke some type of Virginia blend or Virginia forward blend. And so yeah, so he was telling me that, it wasn't until he was in his mid 20s that he was even comfortable smoking cigarettes around his dad. His dad did not like that he smoked cigarettes, but he never said anything against him or anything like that, he said. Um, but yeah, he just remembered, just from seeing me with this pipe, brought back all of that, and it opened him up to just to be able to talk about it and to share this with me, a person who he has never met, someone who I'm, probably 10, 12 years younger than he is. And, of course, I have a little bit more melanin in my skin than he does. And all that. But it was just really awesome. And it's awesome almost every single time to be out in the public and to have people, tell you about, man, my father, my grandfather, my uncles, or my ex, or whatever the case may be. You know, However, the memories are always fond. I cannot think of a single time in all of my years of smoking pipes and being out in public, whether it was in the marketplace or whether it was out at the parks or things like that, where someone had something negative to say about memories from a pipe. Never even can recall having someone say that what they used to smell from the person that was smoking it was offensive or they didn't like it or something like that. It was always, man, that pipe smoke just smelled so good. And that is a beautiful thing. And it never gets boring. I never tire of that. And yeah, so that's just what I wanted to say. And also, and another thing that he shared was that he since he stopped smoking cigarettes, he's gone into the room that he used to smoke cigarettes in his house, and he looked up at the ceiling, and he said, "For all these years, I've never even looked up, but I went in there to move things around, and I looked up and I saw how yellow and tarnished and just nasty looking the ceiling had become from smoking that cigarette." And he said that, he's done some basic, research, and he understands some basic things about the dangers and chemicals and stuff like that in cigarettes. And that's one of the things that really got him away, plus trying to make lifestyle changes and things like that. And so he took notice of that. And when he went to visit his mother, his father is now passed. When he went to visit his mother, he went into the room that his father used to always smoke in. And he looked in that room, and that room has not changed. His mother, nor him or his brothers have gone there and taken anything, changed anything in his father's old smoking room. And he said it looked just as clean as the day they moved in. So he was like, how is that possible? This man smoked for decades upon decades in that room heavily. And there's not a single stain on the ceiling. There's nothing in there. When you walk in, you can't even tell that somebody used to use that as a smoking room because all he smoked in there was his pipes. You know, Man, I'm telling you, there is just so much beauty in this lifestyle thing of pipe smoking. And for me, it is part of my lifestyle. I do not, and I am not one that says pipe smoking is a hobby. This is a part of my life. And I treat it as such. I think of it as such, and I love it as such. So yeah, guys, so I'm getting ready to get up out of here. So I wanted to just share that and show this. And I'm also going to pair that with being out with this lighter, the Gold Dragon, which is, again, for me, is a beautiful artistic complement, as well as my newly acquired Sal Dog Tamper. Yeah. Is that in there? The new Sal Dog Tamper. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. So all of these things are a part of my artistic and aesthetic for to my aesthetic artistic my artistically the aesthetics for today. I'll probably change the beanie out, put an all black beanie on or something like that. But yeah. So yeah, guys, just something. If you also do that when you go out, do you take something that you know will spark conversation? Do you smoke something that you know will spark conversation? If that's your thing, I love to hear about it in the comments section below. So you guys have a good one, and another video will be coming soon. Yeah, maybe. Catch you in the next one, guys. Stay blessed, stay smoky. Peace.